Hey YouTube, Davron Karimov here. As you could probably tell by now, there was no daily recap video today. The reason for that is we just had nothing going on in the day, and I didn't want to just make it a pointless, meaningless video about the same things that goes on every day in my days. Which, I could talk to you guys about how I didn't get the bank statements back today. I actually had a whole video made, but I ended up not using it. I just said I was gonna scrap the whole thing. That led me to making this video, which I'm gonna be talking about something way more important, and it's related to this part of the reason why, the big picture, why we're seeing less of what's going on. I was actually on a conference call today, a webinar, where a CEO of a top funding company in the country said that he expects, I'm not gonna give you his name, but I mean, some of you guys already know by now. He expects that 50% of lenders, business lenders, and this is just his prediction. You don't have to take this seriously or anything. It's just speculation. But he says that 50% of business lenders will be either out of business or permanently gone from the business within the next 2 to 3 weeks. Now that's pretty scary to me. I don't know about you guys, but a lot of you have been asking me about this whole new crisis thing, and how is the crisis affecting the cash advance industry, and how am I adapting to it? So I'm gonna go through a couple things. What do underwriters look for? What am I looking for? What my projections are gonna look like for this month and maybe in the future, and basically what you could be doing right now. So ever since I've gotten into this industry, there's actually about a month after I got into this industry, I asked the person that was close to at the time, that knew a lot about this industry, was basically teaching me, and I asked them, what if a recession comes? What if the next financial crisis comes? What if we go into a period of economic contraction? I don't remember the exact words that I used to ask this question, and basically that person replied with, well, people will always need money, right? Which is true. People will always need money. But at the time, what was going into it in my thought process while I was thinking that question was, dude, what if all these customers that these business owners are getting right now, they just start losing their customers? They get less customers, okay? So what does that mean? That means their sales are gonna drop, and let's say they drop by another 10%, okay? That makes a big difference. I mean, I have a chart here with me. Bringing out the whiteboard for this, and here I listed the top 4 reasons, in my opinion, why of the biggest factors of what people can get approved for. So look, at the top here we have deposits, okay, and I'm gonna show you. This is by the way, this is what underwriting looks at when trying to get you approved for unsecured capital. So we have deposits, average daily balances, negative days, NSFs, and then we have a credit score. Okay, so these are the biggest factors that underwriting looks at when trying to get you offered. Okay, so but now, and I guess maybe we can add also we can add an industry as well here, maybe industry, but that's not really related to cash advances, or that's not really related to a recession. But look, check this out. If all of a sudden we had a recession happen, or let's say a lockdown would happen where only essential businesses would be open, obviously industry, that gets wiped out because you're not an essential business. Most people aren't essential businesses unless you're doing something online, unless you're in healthcare, you have an online business, one of those things. Obviously there are other businesses that are open. I can't think of them right now. But look, so industry that got wiped out. But if you take a look at all these factors, deposits, you're gonna have less people coming in the store, less people spending money. Okay, so that's obviously gonna go down. That's gonna go down. Your deposits are gonna go down. Average daily balances, since there are less customers, your overhead is not changing, unless you're somehow getting out of paying rent or paying your mortgage, which some people, I guess some people can live rent free or could live on very cheap rent. But for the most part, if you have less people buying and you're still spending the same amount to get those customers, your chances are you're gonna have lower daily balances. So we can cross it out because underwriting is looking for high daily balances. We want to see that you keep cash in the account. So that gets crossed out because we can't base off this if your average daily balances are lower. Okay, negative days, NSFs. Okay, so you're gonna have people who already have a habit of getting negative in their account. It's just gonna amplify even more. So we can cross that out. We cannot use that to get you approved. And then credit score. With people having less money now, people having less working capital in their business, less cash flow, chances are they're gonna start tapping into their credit cards, and and maybe they're late on their mortgage. So who knows what type of effect they'll have on their credit score, and basically that just means we can cross that out as well. So out of all these things, this is making my marker turn blue, but. Out of all these things, as you can see, none of these things will help us at all. A recession actually hurts every single one of these categories of trying to get you approved for business funding. A question I had when I was getting into this industry was, why do the average daily balances matter, right? Like, why does it matter what the balances are? Well, I'll tell you. The reason why underwriting looks at average daily balances is because we want to see that you have the ability to pay us back, right? And we also want to see that you're a profitable business, a profitable company. So just to give you an example, if we have a payment of $500 a week, let's just say, yet you only keep $100 in the account at any given moment, obviously that would make an impediment for us if you only have $100, yet our payment is $500, okay? Now I'm going to share with you what I'm doing about this and how this is affecting my statistics and my numbers, okay? So let me preface this by saying that my record for amount of applications received was 60. That was the most amount of applications I've ever gotten in a month. And so I don't think anybody's beaten that record yet. If anybody has beaten that record, that's awesome, and let me know, because that's actually really cool if someone actually beat my record, because I know people have been trying, but I haven't heard anybody beat my record yet. For us at least, 1 out of every 4 applications or 1 out of every 5 applications, anywhere from 15 to 25% of business owners got funded after submitting an application. Those are pretty good numbers for us. However, what we're seeing now with the changes in the industry and with the current crisis going on, instead of getting 15 to 25% of applications that are getting funded, what we're now seeing is more like 1 out of every 8 applications get approvals. 1 out of every 8 applications get approved, okay? And then the other 7 are either non-essential businesses or their business has fell during this crisis. I'm not kidding you guys. This is real. I mean, just look at the numbers. I mean, you go from 1 out of every 4 people getting funded to now 1 out of 8 people just barely getting approved for the loans. I mean, isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? I mean, I wouldn't have expected this. I would not have expected this. I thought things were gonna be good forever. I thought, it's always gonna stay like this. In fact, just this morning, or was it yesterday morning? Recently, Bloomberg News just recently announced that the IMF predicts that this recession, the Great Lockdown Recession as they called it, will be the worst depression since the Great Depression. It will be the worst recession since the Great Depression. Okay, so you could say that you've seen something like this, but chances are you haven't seen something like this unless you're 90 years old or something like that. But the fact is, nobody's ever seen anything like this. The biggest recession, let me repeat that, the biggest recession since the Great Depression, since before our grandparents' time, since before our, great parents. I don't even know how far back it goes in the family tree, but it's been a while, and no one has seen something like this. Hey, and look, I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer here. I'm not trying to be the bearer of bad news. I'm just giving you straight facts and statistics. That is actually what underwriting looks at, and those are basically the numbers that we based off of historically of what we've been funding. Okay? And the bottom line is, I mean, in conclusion, I mean, people will always need money. So if you like money and you could use some money, go into the description and hit that link for Webull, where you could get 2 free stocks up to $1,600 value when you deposit $100. You want free money? There you go. I just gave you free money. And the Webull link is right next to that link where you could become a merchant cash advance broker in less than 5 minutes using our software as a service program. Well, it's not my program. I'm just helping you guys out by telling you about it. And you can also use my special promo code. Okay? Check the link in the description. That's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's a little bit different from what I usually do. I usually, you know, just stay in my lane, talk about what I know. And this is also what I know. I mean, this is going on right now, and you guys were asking me about it, so I'm delivering, and I'm making a video about it. All right, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to smash the like button. Helps me out a lot. Lets me know that you enjoy watching this type of content and you want to see more. If you're new to this channel, hit the subscribe button. We are the #1 merchant cash advance channel here on YouTube, so make sure you're subscribed to that. And if you guys ever have any questions, you want to tell me something, you know, my Twitter is in the description, and also you can leave me a comment in the YouTube comments. Okay, I have my phone number in the description. Keep in mind, you can text that number, but most likely no one's going to answer that number. Just today, someone called, and you know how that went. But 90% of the time, there's not going to be an answer. No one's going to answer that phone. In fact, if you guys just keep calling that number, you know, we might have to change the number. So let's not do that. Let's not change the number. I want to keep the same number, okay? Because it's kind of a pain, you know, giving everybody your new number. You got to update your contacts, etc. Okay, I'm going to head out now. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon. Peace. Bye.